Making connections. When you read, you find ways that the story is like things in your own life or maybe even other books that you've read. So here's ways to make connections. Text to self. When you make a connection to yourself, you're thinking of when the book reminds you of a time when you did something or you experienced something. When you make a connection from a book to another book, something in this book reminds you of something in another book. You are connecting the story you're reading to a story you have already read. And then when a text to world, you are thinking about the story and it's reminding you of something that's happened maybe in your community or your town or your state or your country or even your world. Something outside of just yourself or the book that you've read is reminding you of what's in this story. So that is what it means to make connections. Let's look at some words that we're going to hear in the story. The word seed. A seed is a small, hard part of a plant that grows into a new plant. And you can see in our picture, somebody is planting some seeds. The word short. A short time is a small amount of time. Heap. A heap is a lot of something. So in our picture, we can see we have a heap of clothing. It's a big pile of clothing. Maybe you have a heap of books, a big pile of books. Trouble. Trouble is a problem or something that's hard to fix. So our little girl is having trouble reaching that jar on that top shelf. It's hard for her. And then fruits. So the word fruits in our book is going to be something like good things that are coming from it. So you might hear someone say, well, the fruits of your labor. So if you are working hard in your classroom, the fruits of all your good work, the fruits are what you display of all the good work that you've done in your classroom, all that hard work. In our picture, you have two people and they are washing dishes, drying them, and it looks like maybe they're kind of enjoying their time together even though they're working hard. So let's listen to our story. Today our story is called If You Plant a Seed. And If You Plant a Seed is a fantasy. A fantasy is a made-up story. It has made-up events. It has animals that act like people. It has a lesson that the characters learn. And the pictures kind of help you understand what's going on in the story. Now, as you're reading or as you're listening, I want you to make connections to this book. Find ways this book can connect to something in your life or maybe another story that you have read. We are going to listen to some information about our author of If You Plant a Seed.
Kadir Nelson wrote and illustrated If You Plant a Seed. He has the best job there is. He creates art every day. His artwork is in magazines and on postage stamps, in museums, and in more than 20 picture books. When Mr. Nelson was young, his favorite TV show had an African American character who liked to draw and paint, just like him. He hopes his art inspires children and adults to be their best selves.
If You Plant a Seed.
If you plant a tomato seed, a carrot seed, and a cabbage seed in time, with love and care.
What are the rabbit and the mouse doing? They are planting seeds. The picture shows a rabbit and a mouse dropping a seed into the ground, and the story tells us which seeds they are planting: the tomato, the carrot, and the cabbage seed.
Tomato, carrot, and cabbage plants will grow.
Okay, so why are the rabbit and the mouse hopping up and down? They are happy that their vegetables have grown. The rabbit and the mouse plant vegetable seeds and are excited when they grow. This reminds me of a garden I've seen in our community. People plant all kinds of vegetables there, and it takes a long time, but everyone is excited when the plants grow. So we're just going to look at this picture because this part doesn't have any words. So what's happening on these pages? The rabbit and the mouse notice that the birds are staring at them. The birds look like they want some of the vegetables.
If you plant a seed of selfishness in a very short time,
So why are the animals fighting? The rabbit and the mouse don't look like they want to share with the birds. So do the rabbit and the mouse act selfishly? They do. They don't want to share with the birds. And look at how the birds are reacting. They get angry, and it looks like they're squawking at the rabbit and the mouse.
it will grow and grow and grow.
So the animals are getting angrier and angrier at each other. The birds are taking some of the vegetables. They are all fighting. Has something like this ever happened to you?
Into a heap of trouble. But if you plant a seed of kindness, in almost no time at all, the fruits of kindness.
So why do you think the rabbit and the mouse are staring at the birds? I think they're wondering what the birds are going to do. What do you think they'll do? Hmm. And what does it look like over here that the birds are dropping? Looks like they're dropping seeds. Why are the birds doing this? Well, I think they're paying back the kindness of the mouse who shared with them.
Will grow and grow and grow.
This kind of reminds me of the story we read called A Big Guy Took My Ball. In both stories, the characters do nice things for each other.
And they are very, very sweet.